Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I must thank Dr. Rashid, the Al Ain Business Congress for giving me a chance to speak here. Secondly, I really cannot but express my appreciation for Dr. Rashid. So knowledgeable, so passionate, so eloquent in his speaking. I started in a utility company, worked for 40 years. Then I grew old, but I had a passion to work more and contribute to the society and the whole world in water, and switched to consultancy. And then on, I was the last part of my profession, I was a diplomat for the Singapore Embassy to take care of the whole of Middle East. I was based in Saudi Arabia so as to get out of Saudi Arabia to Bahrain, to UAE. It was easy to get the visa. But if I wanted to be in Dubai, but no, I told the government, no, don't do that. Very difficult to go to Saudi Arabia. So that was the plan. I was based in Saudi Arabia and covering the whole of the Middle East. Now, this is, Singapore has nothing. We don't have land, limited land. The land, water drops, it goes into the sea. It's very difficult. When I joined in 1970s, oh my God, we were, the political reason, the Malaysian government say, during the election campaign, ministers or the Malaysian ministers say, we are going to cut off the supply for Singapore. You will be running out of water. And then on, my Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, first I had the opportunity to work with him as a junior engineer. And he said, let us work together. Let us put all our energy so that we can one day will be self-sufficient. That started in 1971, and today in 2011, we stopped the water getting from Malaysia. I said, no more. We are self-sufficient. We have nothing, but we have everything today. How we work passionately, create, innovate, and put this. And the slogan by the first Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew worked well. Okay, now, second thing, I am going into my experience today will be not only how we worked, we bring in the application of engineering knowledge, the design, planning, operation, maintenance, and forward planning to achieve sustainability. I'm going to tell about the eastern part of Singapore. We had this is the story of how we achieved. Eastern part of the Singapore was very vulnerable. The high grounds are there, the water supply system, location, it was impossible to supply and give 24 hours water supply system because of the high grounds, low grounds. So we have to innovate. So British engineer in 1967 said, what did they do? Okay, we treat the water, bring into the reservoir, and then pump up, and then let it float, and everybody will get the supply. Now, the problem came in. They created a water tower, but that water tower, the capacity was 0.5, very small. And they pumped up about 80 feet rather, and the water used to flow. What happened? Demand increased. They planned for 5 million gallon. A small population. It increased 7-fold. And I was the operation engineer. One day, all of a sudden, There was no electricity. That day was a Saturday, 5th of January 1981. And the whole of Singapore, the eastern part, was running out of water. Instead, what happened? In the water supply system, because the tower was empty, the tower was small, within 5 minutes the tower empty. And what happened? The empty space of the pipeline has to be filled up with something. What went in? The air. Air was sucked in because of them. And that air gave rise to the no pore pressure, because there is a compressible fluid. Air is a compressible fluid, not like water. And then that airlock, we have no water, the whole eastern part. And then we wanted to get rid of the water. We started to open the hydrant, open this pressure, air valve. It did work. 3 days, day and night, and it took 1 week to clear that airlock. I couldn't go back home. I was missing from my house. My wife went to the police. Everybody kept quiet. He said, my husband is missing. I think he's dead. But I told the security, I think, we cannot get this news out first. So we keep it secret. Okay. So from that day, I promised I'll solve this problem. I put my head, heart, and hard work, and over 20 years, I've solved the problem. The supply system of that eastern part is safe, and that is reliable, and then it has been sustainable, and that concept has been extended to the whole of Singapore supply system, which is now today.